Hey there, YouTubian. CJ Holmes here. Well, it's been a while, and I'm going to present something completely different. My very small collection of cap guns. I have a modern one here that uses, I don't have any of the caps, but it uses a little ring of caps and fires that way. And I've got a couple of vintage ones. This is a Hubley. I don't know if this is the Pony or whatever cap gun this is. Anyway, so there's that cap gun. And this is my wife's. I gifted this to her some time ago. And she does enjoy firing this thing every now and then around the house. There you go. But these aren't what I want to talk about, because these are cap guns. But this, my friends, is a cap gun. This is the Hubley Atomic Disintegrator. It was made, I don't know exactly when, sometime in the 1950s, likely the early to mid 1950s, by Hubley. And what an awesome looking, feeling, just the whole vibe of this cap gun is cool. The Atomic Disintegrator. All right, this dial is just for show, but that's it. This is one of the rarest and most highly sought after and expensive cap guns you can find. Just look it up on eBay, Hubley Atomic Disintegrator, and your jaw will drop. I happened to purchase this at a relatively very low price because it was a mess. It was rusty and corroded and just not in very good shape. And it didn't work at all. I'm trying to get my camera stand to steady. However, watch it prove me wrong. I loaded a roll of caps in the thing. Ooh, wow. Kind of slow returning. All right. It does work somewhat, which is light years ahead of how it was when I got it. I'm going to take it apart and show you what I did to get it going. I have several videos that I took a few years ago when I first bought this, trying to get this rebuilt. Maybe someday when I get the proper software, I'll combine all those videos to show a complete teardown and repair. But right now, let's tear it down. And we'll see what this thing is made of. You got 3 screws. By the way, these grips, very nice. They are reproductions. I have the originals, but they're in very bad shape. These tend to warp very badly. It's thin plastic, and just over time, they get out of shape very easily. This side doesn't look too bad, but this one is a mess. So I was able to purchase online resin copies, and they work pretty good. I like them because they're solid. I'll show you that in a second. Yeah, pretty much solid. Resin. There's the other side. All right. So I'm loosening the screws, the firing mechanism, trigger, receiver, whatever you call it, will slide out because it's on a spring. I'll show you how that works. So if I bring it up, and then put the retaining pin back in. Okay, you can see how the retaining pin holds it in. And then when you pull out the retaining pin, this large spring drives the mechanism down. So there's that spring. Cool. There's one side. These things are heavy too. I weighed this one. This is my wife's pistol. That's like 6 ounces, 6 or 7 ounces. This is 1.2 pounds. There's a lot of pot metal there. And this is the other side. Yeah, this is such a desirable gun that I've seen recasts of this in resin and whatever. I don't know if anyone's 3D printed it yet, but that's the gun. This is the mechanism. This is how you would load your caps. See if there you go. It's a little bit hesitant in returning. That may be because I've set tolerances very tight. All right, so from the factory, this didn't have screws. The mechanism was held together with rivets that were kind of built into the castings, and they would just peen the rivets over to house everything. So in order to get to this, which was in very bad, corroded, rusted shape, I had to remove the rivets, grind them down, and then I tapped holes to receive some small screws. So that's my modification. One of my modifications. Awesome. So now this plate can come off. Let's go ahead and take the roll out. There you go. Out of the way. I don't know if I showed the box, but this is a vintage box of caps. Not perforated. 5 rolls, 250 shots. So I have a few more of these rolls laying around, but that's what they look like. Here are 3 of the 5 rolls. You just tear them off and load your gun. Now, notice this little spring here, that is not original. That's what I had to add among another part in order to get this to work. Because I think basically this is just not only worn down, but corrosion and such have taken their toll. So this is the inner mechanism. Originally, to my knowledge, unless there was some other spring that had disintegrated in time, there was this spring and this spring. Okay. This may be a replacement hammer. You can find replacement hammers, but I've never seen a replacement trigger mechanism, so I'm stuck with the original for the time being, and it was badly rusted. So let's see if I can get this to work so you can see. Back in here, I don't know if you would call that the sear mechanism, but it would push up against the hammer. It has to all be sitting in place. And then the hammer would strike the cap and that would explode, and then the trigger would move down. I'll show you as I take this apart that the trigger hole there is not round, it's elongated so that the trigger can move up and down slightly to release the hammer. All right, so there's that spring. Okay, so keep in mind this spring is not original. You can see the opening in the trigger, and you have this point of contact which moves up against this point of contact, causing it to go forward. Then it releases and goes, ready for the next cycle. Yeah, I could go ahead and remove this, but I don't know if I really want to. I don't think I'm going to. Yes, I'm going to. Complete teardown. So there's that spring. And let's get the hammer out. Right. Now, as you can see, a lot of pitting. It's just a mess. And these points were where the rivets were located. Basically, it was just extended a little bit, and then when they put the parts together, this housing and this, they would mash over those rivets. Well, you can't get into it if you have the rivets, so I had to grind those down, and again I tapped some holes. This one is a little bit wonky, but that's that. So to get it to work, I had to clean things up. This was very rusty, and then put it back together. Let's clean that a bit now that I have it out in the open. Get some of that residue off of it. That cap material may be acting kind of as a cushion to keep it from striking effectively. Yeah, I don't recall if this is original or not. Anyway, it is what it is. So, I've got this going here. I think this is the way I want to install it. Come on. Very good. Now, I devised this spring to pull this up. It allows it to go down. You can see how that goes down, and then it'll pull it back up. So I just took a spring and kind of molded it to go into this rivet. I also filed down a little notch to hold the spring. That's about the right. I could clip off the top of this, but I'm not going to waste my time with that. And then to keep this kind of pressed down, I added a washer. And this may need to be sanded down a little bit. I've already sanded it down some, made it a little bit thinner. I'm going to do that some more right now, just to see if I can make that trigger return easily. All right, just a bit there. Oh, before I do that though, I've got to add the other spring, which of course I've promptly lost. Stand by while I search for it. Okay, there it is. It was underneath something. So there is a little. Oh, and this also, I'm going to show you this before I install this. Okay, this little bit of metal is what pushes the cap along. So it kind of just plows into the cap. This is so thin, I probably should solder some more metal into there because it's so thin. But I'm not going to be playing with this all the time. I don't play Spaceman and Cowboys anymore. Well, not much anyway. So that goes there. This spring goes in here, and then it catches here. Let's make sure we've got. Okay, good. Then I'll put this washer in. I did also file down to smooth out the plate. I'm going to put just a little bit of oil on that as well. Don't want to get any oil around the cap, but I do want it smooth. Now let's see. Okay, so it appears to be working right now. We'll add the screws. It's just gonna grab with a couple of threads, not tight at all. This one can stand to be a little more snug because I have more threads to work with there. I'm going to pull this off because I neglected to show you another thing I had to do. All right, let me take this off and I'll show you. Okay, well, I'm back. I neglected to tell you that there was a little tab here. You can see the remnants of it, similar to this little tab here that is probably endeavoring to keep things in place, but in order to accommodate the spring, I had to cut off and file down that tab. All right, so you've already seen me assemble this. Let me get that back on, and on the other side I will have this fully assembled again, and then we'll put it back in the pistol's body. See you on the other side. Okay, I'm back in business, and it seems to be working well, so let's put it back together. All right, I'm going to take the side that has the rheostat there, and we're going to install this. I have a spring, a little spring there. Replacement springs are also available for this, and this is going to ride in this slot here. See that? All right. And you can see that spring that I added. If anything, it kind of adds to the rebound ability of the firing mechanism. Now, the retainer pin and spring are necessary. Could put those in place. Now, it should all hold. And I'll put the other side of the pistol body in. Throw some screws in this thing. There's one. there's two. Now let's put the grip on. There's a little tab there that meets with a little hole on this grip. Okay, I think that's in place. It is. You can see how kind of off the castings are there. They made up fine over here, but there's some weirdness there. That's just part of the casting. I don't know how much these things cost when they were new. But there it is. There's some caps. Where did I put my roll of caps? I don't know. Somewhere. Another thing lost. But there you go. The Hubley Atomic Disintegrator teardown, and showing how I repaired it. That's it. I'll in a subsequent video show you all the things that I've done to my workbench, work area. I'm trying to get into metal work so that I can finish my Speedway engine. Got the head there that needs bushings made, and so I'll be using my mini lathe over there on that. I have also acquired a portable bandsaw and made a nice stand for it. I love that. And I've got my mini milling machine. So, oh, and one last thing. I don't know if you can see it. You see the welding helmet. I'm also trying to learn welding. So, lots of things going on. But for now, I've got an operating atomic disintegrator. Check out Teenagers from Outer Space. Have a nice day.